Order. End of question time. Business motions. Leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that, pursuant to Standing Order 10.2, the motion for leave to bring in a bill by Ms. Hazel Poa be taken immediately after the proceedings on the motions on consideration of matters regarding Member of Parliament and suspension of member have been concluded. Mr. Speaker, as members are aware, the non-constituency Member of Parliament, Ms. Hazel Poa, has filed two motions. In her first motion, titled Suspension of Member, she is moving to suspend Minister Iswaran from service of Parliament with the consequence that no MP allowance shall be paid to him for the period of suspension. Her second motion is for leave to introduce a bill to amend the Parliament Privileges, Immunities and Powers Act of 1962, or the PPIPA. Specifically, she is seeking to amend the Act to allow Parliament to back pay Mr. Iswaran should he be subsequently cleared of any wrongdoing and resume his official duties. This being an amendment of a bill by a private member, leave of Parliament to introduce the bill is necessary under Standing Order 66.1. I have separately filed a motion titled Consideration of Matters Regarding Member of Parliament, which deals with members' standards of conduct, calls for firm and fair dealings with members under investigation for wrongdoing, and proposes that the matters relating to Mr. Iswaran be considered when the outcome of the investigation is known. All three motions are scheduled to be dealt with today. In the normal order of business, under the standing orders, motions for leave to introduce bills would be dealt with before motions on matters to be debated. In this case, however, the question of whether there is a need to amend the PPIPA to allow Parliament to back pay Mr. Iswaran will depend on whether or not Parliament resolves to suspend him in the first place. This, in turn, will depend on the outcome of my motion and Ms. Poa's other motion, which I will be asking to be debated simultaneously. I'm therefore moving to revise the order of business such that Ms. Poa's motion for leave to bring in a bill to amend the PPIPA will be taken immediately after the proceedings on my motion and Ms. Poa's other motion have concluded. This would be a more logical flow and allow for more efficient conduct of parliamentary business. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
The question is, as moved by the Leader of the House. As many as are of their opinion say aye. Aye. To the contrary say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that notwithstanding the standing orders, the motions on consideration of matters regarding Member of Parliament and suspension of member be taken together, and the debate on these motions and on any amendment proposed thereto be proceeded with simultaneously as though the debate were on a single motion. Mr. Speaker, as mentioned earlier, these two motions deal with the same topic insofar as Mr. Iswaran is concerned. I'm thus moving this business motion for a simultaneous debate on the two motions so that members can address both motions in a single speech. This will allow the issues raised in the two motions to be considered holistically. To be clear, and for avoidance of doubt, it is only the debate that is to be concurrent. The motions remain as two separate motions, and at the end of the debate, the votes on the two motions will be taken separately. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
The question is, as moved by the Leader of the House. As many as are of the opinion say aye. Aye. To the contrary say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it.